Yes, we are live.
Greetings to all. Namaste. Good morning. On behalf of Clean Air Asia, I welcome you to the Airtech Fair, a technological fair and initiative of Clean Air Asia. This is a virtual platform to showcase clean technologies and products for the control of air pollution and for improving air quality. This fair will focus on technologies based on instrumentation and services for air quality and emissions. Techniques employed in the technologies will reduce or eliminate the emission of harmful substances into the atmosphere that cause damage to the human health and environment. It will be dedicated to knowledge sharing, promotion of the technologies, experience building among all the stakeholders like private sector organizations, research institutes, startups, and public sector organizations. It will also identify areas of collaboration among these stakeholders. This virtual exhibition, ladies and gentlemen, has been organized by Clean Air Asia India, an international non-governmental organization that was established in the year 2001 by the Asian Development Bank, the World Bank, and USAID. Clean Air Asia leads the regional mission for better quality, air quality, and healthier, more livable cities in Asia. It aims to reduce air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions in 1,000 plus cities in Asia through policies and programs that cover air quality, transport, industrial emissions, and energy use. Clean Air Asia works with various cities in Asia, their concerned ministries, the private sector, and development agencies to provide leadership and technical knowledge for air quality management. Clean Air Asia is headquartered in Manila and has offices in Beijing and New Delhi. In India, Clean Air Asia works in cities with high impact potential as well as potential for leveraging wider change. Its India director, Ms. Prarthana Bora, is here with us in the inaugural session. And we also have the privilege of having with us our esteemed guests for this session. Welcome, Professor Sujit Bhattacharya. He is the Chief Scientist of CSIR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies, and Professor in Academy of Scientific and Innovation Research. We would also like to welcome Dr. Govind, Senior Principal Scientist and Head of Sensor Devices and Metrology, CSIR, National Physical Laboratory, and Mr. Yoki Yoshida, Second Secretary, Environmental Attaché, Embassy of Japan in New Delhi. A warm welcome to all our honorable guests and also all the participants, all the viewers who have joined us for this webinar. I now have the pleasure of introducing Ms. Prarthana Bora, India Director of Clean Air Asia. Based in New Delhi, Prarthana leads the implementation of the India Strategy of Clean Air Asia, which includes working with cities to support the preparation, implementation of air action plans, and extending Breathe Life to Indian cities. She supervised the strategy for assessment of air quality management profiles of 30 Indian cities and has been responsible for conceptualizing policy support, capacity building programs for better air quality in Indian cities. May I request Ms. Bora to present the welcome address?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mridu. And it's really a pleasure to be in this interesting forum that my team has cooked up. And I was pretty excited looking at the interface, and it's amazing what technology can do today and how close it can bring all of us. Welcome, Dr. Govind. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we're really honored that NPL has joined us in this initiative. And of course, Professor Sujit and I are all friends. We've done some work together as far as clean air action planning implementation strategy is concerned. So thank you very much for joining us. And of course, I welcome Yuki, who has also been very much part of our strategy in terms of implementation, and especially in the technology aspects. So before I hand over, to the speakers, I just want to give a brief on where we are and why we are doing this. This virtual technology fair is being conducted as part of our integrated better air quality program, which is a program which looks at advancing better air quality in Asian cities, including Indian cities. And we have been working with the Ministry of Japan's Department of Environment, supported by the Department of Environment, towards bringing technology solutions to Indian cities. And when I say bringing technology solutions, it is about assessment, which we had started way back in 2018, where we looked at city needs as far as air quality needs for clean technology is concerned. And of course, there was a very strong component of capacity building, which looked at air quality management and what could be the entry points as far as sustainable technology is concerned. So the idea is that at this stage, what we are looking for is not just sensor-based technology or measurement and data generation technology, but when you look at it from the perspective of clean air action planning, there are several sectors which have been identified where technology could be one component of the solutions as far as air pollution mitigation is concerned. So when we talk about reducing vehicular emissions, reducing industry emissions, reducing emissions from burning of biomass as well as urban waste, I think there are opportunities for technology to play a major role, and it is important for us to explore that particular aspect. So the virtual fair is actually being conducted because one of the goals of our work as far as technology solutions for clean air is to try and create a repository which would actually have certain components in terms of what we can make available to cities. And work, this need has actually come because Clean Air Asia has been working very closely with city governments, city municipal corporations to identify needs. And we were responsible for also supporting the development and preparation of clean air plans in the city level, supporting the State Pollution Control Board. So as we all know, there are now 132 actually non-attainment cities which do have some basic plan in place. We recently had with CSIR and the STARS and the UNDP Accelerator Labs a discussion which led to the preparation of a report on how we go about the implementation strategy and what is the role of technology in the same. So we are slowly moving into implementation. And of course, there is the other aspect that we are also looking at is how we finance clean air action plans. And we've just recently released an economic primer, which looks at cost benefit analysis of what would be the ideal solutions that one can adapt as far as clean air action planning is concerned. Having said this, suppose we do have the finance, we do have the plan, and we do have the implementation strategy, we still need some solutions. And I feel that it is important for us to have very specific discussion and dialogue in terms of what some of these technology solutions are. And this is probably where we have, what is the rationale for having a virtual fair, which is also linked to a website that we are developing, which would be like a repository of uh, good technology that can be used in terms can be applied by cities in terms of bringing clean air solutions. But another important aspect is also the validation of this technology, where we do not have the capacity to get involved, which is why it is very important for us to have partners like the CSI and Listards and of course NPL, who can throw light on what are the processes in terms of validating clean technology. So this session is basically to have a discussion on these issues, and also we have certain technology being displayed today which we will feed back into our technology platform. But this is just the beginning, and we are on the verge of a very strong partnership with CSI and STARS, NPL, and UNDP Accelerator Labs to create a much stronger uh, dialogue, and also in coming to certain solutions as far as providing clean technology in the context of the National Clean Air Program, which also mentions the need for looking at clean technology for air pollution abatement and mitigation. So on behalf of Clean Air Asia, I'd like to welcome everyone to this session. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a very productive day, and I look forward to the proceedings. Thank you.
So identifying the challenges and needs and providing technology solutions for clean air in different cities of India is Ms. Prarthana Bora and her team in India of Clean Air Asia. And thank you, ma'am, for apprising us of your plan, your future plans and your plan of action for keeping the air clean in India and Asia. Well, now I would request Professor Sujit Bhattacharya, who's here with us, for his insights. He is the Chief Scientist of CSIR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies, and Professor in Academy of Scientific and Innovation Research. He's also the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Scientometric Research. His main area of work is science, technology, innovation, policy studies, scientometrics and IPR studies in the context of research, innovation, and development. He's also involved in teaching and guiding students in this area. He has more than 27 years of research experience and was professor in the Center for Studies in Science Policy, Jawaharlal Nehru University during 2007 to 2009. He's a core committee member of Asia Policy Forum, member of the Advisory Committee of Social Science Congress, India Lakes, principal investigator at the International Collaborative Network, COLNET, editor, board member of 4 international journals and the International Society of Scientometrics and Information Management newsletter, member of various program committees of international national conferences in various capacities. I request Professor Sujit Bhattacharya to present his address.
Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this warm invitation. Actually, one can't say no to the request from Clean Air Asia and Prarthana Borua, as she said that, yes, within that short time when we had this the policy intelligence, policy dialogue, we found that how much working together, creativity can come in. And we had that very interesting that policy dialogue, which in fact coincided with the first Blue Sky Day by UN. So in a sense, it was very telling at that time to bring out that program. And what we felt good was that it was encompassing, means bringing together the hackathon event. Then through Google Forms, we had this the different participants, young students participating into it, and then we have these the demonstrations of the technologies, and then there were very eminent speakers. So why I'm telling this is that I see that this technology fair is a very important uh, in sense that when we look at, I work in innovation systems research and all, and I try to see that the it requires different type of stakeholders participation to get into a particular solution. And so I was very happy to see that this type of a technology fair is being organized, which are bringing the different stakeholders together. And I'm sure that with this is a whole learning process. So this learning process, how, and this learning process between not only, there are no, in a sense, expert, I would say, that we learn from each other. I try to see that how we come to a solution for a much cleaner cities, not only in India, globally. And as you see, every day there has been various types of issues that are raised regarding what would the mitigation measures, how we go about the clean air. Our earlier studies have shown that these clean technologies are very costly technologies. And when we had this WTO, when this TRIPS agreement, which said that we will require these type of clean technologies to be transferred in a much, what you call, easier way, much cost effective way, those type of transfers did not happen. So it, in sense, it calls for a renewed energy to develop partnerships. As I see that Japan has been, it's very great to see our attaché from Japan who being there, because these long partnerships like this can really build up an ecosystem, as well as our very highly technology oriented laboratory NPL, which is in standards and which has a global name in it. And across these types of platforms, we can develop the a demonstration of what the technology is all about, how we get the technologies validated. What we stress upon very closely now, that a technology validation exercise, which we have been doing in NISTADS very closely with other CSI, partnering with other CSI laboratories, that how we validate the technologies at different stages. We have taken one approach of a TRL scale, technology readiness assessment level, but that would not be enough. That would be one level where we look at whether the technology has met the particular standards, whether it has met the proof of concept, whether you have developed the partnership. But it has to go beyond that to involve the different types of stakeholders. As we look at the the different programs of the country, we find that a strong thrust within the last few years has come, with which we see that national clean air programs with different startups, ecosystems, with different types of Unnat Bharat, waste management, Swachh Bharat. So we see that a set of policy programs and initiatives are being taken by the government to create an ecosystem. And as you see that each shift, technological shift, calls into attention the the different partners together. We had recently done a study which we are ongoing to, work has been done, where we looked at how the shift is happening to the BS6 standard and what will be the opportunities and challenges. And there we see that it creates a new space for startups, for these types of various types of technologies that has to come in to create. It is not simply a transition from BS4 to BS6. And the interesting is that the good point is that India has leapfrogged from BS4 to BS6. But that leapfrogging and making it implementable, as Dr. Ratna was saying, that implementable thing is important, where we see that it requires different type of startups, different types of MSMEs, different type of stakeholders within that ecosystem. So we are not talking of BS6 per se, which is an equivalent to the Euro 6, but we are talking of once you have that BS6 system, it requires, and the whole ecosystem has to be created around it. And in that whole ecosystem, you require various types of partners, various types of startups. It gives a new opportunity space to the startups. And it gives new opportunity space to our research laboratories to create different types of innovative partnerships. And these types of innovative partnerships where we are talking about, that it is now the time where we can't say that we are, as a research organization, we are looking at a particular technology and we are going on our own pathway to the technology development process. We are talking of open innovation systems where we talk of this, of linking with the different partners together. These type of open innovation systems are important when we go look at these solutions. In that context, I see that this type of technology fair is a very innovative way of bringing the partners together, showcasing the technology, and gives a a new type of enthusiasm to the technology developers. But at the same time, we also have to critically see that the technology, how the technology scales up, how we can support their scaling up, and how they can link up with our CSR laboratories and the other laboratories to scale this up, bring the different industry partners together. So possibly the related studies which we are looking at about the homegrown technologies, how India can bring out these homegrown technologies. Homegrown does not mean that we don't create international partnerships. It is not about the new understanding is that when we develop the technology, we require these types of different types of partnerships. And that is why we see that as Dr. Pratna was saying, and I also see that a very interesting set of that our colleague Dr. Govind is there, as I see from NPL, and then from Dr. Yuko is there from Japan, and Partha is there, and I am sure that the others will also come and join this whole exercise. With this, I think I will end here and congratulate you again for holding this type of interesting tech fair and inviting me to this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhattacharya, well, emphasizing on the need to develop an ecosystem and synergic efforts by all these stakeholders. That was Professor Bhattacharya. And now I would request our next speaker, Dr. Govind, who is the Senior Principal Scientist and Head of Sensor Devices and Metrology, CSIR, National Physical Laboratory, to say a few words. He's also a professor of Academy of Scientific and Industrial Research and Institute of National Importance. His core area of expertise is epitaxial growth of nitride semiconductors, surface and interface physics, development of smart gas sensors, and fabrication of high-performance optoelectronic devices based on nitride semiconductors. Sir has published more than 250 research articles in SCI journals and supervised many PhD and master theses. He's also delivered more than 60 invited talks in various international and national events. He's an associate academician of prestigious Asia Pacific Academy for Materials. Dr. Govind has received numerous awards and fellowships, and he's a visiting scientist to University of Rutgers, New Jersey, USA, and Humboldt University, Berlin, Germany. He's member of various science societies, including American Chemical Society, USA, Material Research Society, India, Electron Microscopy Society of India, Semiconductor Society of India, and Metrology Society of India. Sir, could you please share your thoughts in your address? Thank you.
Thank you, Mradu, and good morning to one and all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So let me first thank Dr. Pratna Bora for who has invited me for this event. I also acknowledge Professor Sujit and Professor Yuki Yoshida, Second Secretary of Embassy of Japan, India. The topic which is being discussed here is really very important, and I am happy that Clean Air India is working towards the strengthening of the technology for better air quality discussion with a view on air pollution, especially in the context of air city action plans. And I am really amazed to see many stakeholders who are participating in this event. So I would like to make a presentation if it is okay. Unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, we are interacting through this virtual platform, and I hope you and your family are safe and doing well. One thing good was reported during this lockdown period, which was ended for a few months, and this image, which I'm showing right now, uh, uh, is showing the effect of lockdown on the air pollution of the city. As we can see, picture of India Gate in both the conditions. One is normal days, other in during lockdown period. So air pollution, as we are aware that it is a silent killer, and poor air quality is growing threat to the public health. There are various sources to this, which includes vehicular emission, power plants, household factories, stable burning, municipal waste, dust, and many other which contribute to environmental pollutants, including CO, SO, ozone, ammonia, and NOx, VOC, particulate matter of different size. There are different sources, uh, and there are natural sources as well, like volcano eruption and ocean spray, forest fire. And primarily, the air pollutants are particulate matters, that carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, and secondary air pollutants are ground level ozone, acid, and etc. So, as a matter of fact, approximately 8 lakh deaths are reported per year only in Europe. And this is the one article which I have recently come across. Is a new paper which shows that IFCO plants show leakage of ammonia, which cause several casualties. So effectively, we have to definitely work to reduce the emission, as well as we have to provide technology solution for the same. And the impact of this air quality, which is so severe that cause more death annually than HIV, AIDS, and malaria combined. Besides, it directly impact vital organs of human being. It directly hits many vital organs, starting from irritation of eyes, nose, throat, wheezing, coughing, problem and breathing, and lung and heart problem, and increasing risk can lead to the death of the human beings. As we are aware that the emission of these toxic gases from various sources and their effect on our health, knowing the information of air quality will allow us to take appropriate action to mitigate air pollution at right place at right time. In these are the different gases which, and we know the sources. Earlier in the old age, this air pollution or mitigation of air pollution, this was taken, but this gases which were there, they are being checked by, in ancient days, people used to send birds to check out if there are any poisonous gas available in the tunnel or well of any underground arrangement. However, in the recent past, development of technology has enabled us to measure the concentration of various constituents present in the air, especially by static measurement station using continuous emission monitoring systems or continuous ambient air quality monitoring station, which normally have low spatial coverage. And as you know, I belong to CSN National Physical Laboratory, which is one of the premier laboratory of India and is the national custodian of primary or national standard of physical and chemical parameters required for calibration testing. It is the National Meteorology Institute of India, or we can call it as NMI. Like in Japan, we have NIMS, and in USA, we have NIST. And in our responsibility to establish, maintain, and upgrade the national standard and measurement compatible to international standard through continuous research and development. Besides this, we have also initiated the development of Bharatiya Nirdesh Dram, which is equivalent to standard reference material of NMI like NIST, USA, PTV Germany, NIMS Japan, and NMIs of other countries like China or Korea. The development of such reference material will not only help in inclusive growth of India, but also give huge support to enhance the export of goods to the other country. In addition, we are also engaged in the development of state-of-the-art devices for strategic industrial and societal application, including research on optical and gas sensor, biomedical instrumentation, body armors, environmental instrumentation, and metrology. But recently, our involvement with the Ministry of Environment and Forest has notified CSR National Physical Laboratory as National Verification Agency for certifying instruments and equipment for monitoring emission and ambient air. And CSR NPL is actively working to cater this challenge of testing and certification conforming to international standards like ISO 17065 and ISO 17025 for both manual sampler, CAMS, and CAQMS. But as our previous speaker also talked about the requirement for technology solution, or we have to really see what kind of technology solution we can look forward for future. With the fast development of micro electromechanical system, we can say MEMS, and internet connectivity, the users have higher expectations, and there is a growing market looking for low power, low cost mini gas sensor, which can be integrated into vast amount of devices and connected with each other. The projected market is expected to grow with around 6 to 8 CAGR and have application in defense, in industrial safety, powertrain management, environment, air comfort, for transportation, consumer, HVAC, and medical diagnostic. If I see the contribution of metal oxide, especially in this, because these are mainly covered by these smart solid state gas sensor are being covered by either optical or electrochemical or metal oxide. So metal oxide or electrochemical are covering around 82% of the market, and the recent reports predict a large growth of gas sensor market in the coming year, and most of the growth coming for IoT applications. The chemical sensing application of IoT have also received significant attention for real-time detection of environmental pollutant, which is crucial in medical diagnostics of several diseases and helpful to take preventive measures. These IoT-based sensors have applications in smart cities, smart home, smart phones, and wearable device. And despite the enormous potential of flexible and stretchable sensors and wearable technology, this field still remain explored, particularly in chemical sensing application. So chemical or gas sensor are electronic devices that detect and identify different type of gases. They are commonly used to detect toxic or explosive gases and measure gas concentration of various types. The most popular one are the metal oxide sensor, owing to their low cost fabrication, a smooth operation, possible miniaturization, implementation, and improvements are continuously sought in the figure of merit because there are issues related to selectivity, stability, and response time. So efforts are particularly directed towards decreasing the operation temperature of these kind of sensor, which can immediately give you response, which can be taken or which can be implemented into smaller devices. And their higher operation temperature lead to the invention of other sensor which can be operated at very low temperature, or I would say room temperature, and they can also be used in the flexible material. So there are two-dimensional materials. This is the recently introduced field, which shows that these two-dimensional material can be useful to detect these gases at their very low concentration, even in PPV. So one can identify the gases and take the necessary action to control those things. So there are two-dimensional materials, especially tangential metal chalcogenide, have shown promising result in chemical sensing, and ultimate sensitivity and detectivity at room temperature in the chemical sensor could easily be achieved by using atomically thin layer 2D materials. So the next and most significant future technology solution in this area is wearable and flexible electronics, which is one of the fast-growing area, witnessed by fast-growing area of smart watches, fitness band, and other advanced next-generation health monitoring devices. Wearable electronics will go far beyond just very small electronic device or wearables. Flexible computer are also we are expecting. Not only these devices be embedded in textile substrate, but an electronic device or system could be ultimately become a fabric itself. So there are future technology solutions which can show that these kind of devices can even detect these small concentration of gases, and even these can be implemented on even directly on the body, and they can integrate with the IoT. So the solution, it can provide solution to the user or the people, those who are sitting at the far. Uh, the the major issue with the performance of these sensor is the reliability, which is a major issue, and of the data acquired in Indian condition especially. So these solid state sensor, they are good, but reliability is there. There are many companies, those who are actually using those small sensor, but reliability in Indian condition, especially humidity and temperature, is a big issue. To tackle that issue, especially CSR National Physical Laboratory is ready to provide a solution and propose to set up National Center for Testing and Certification of Solid State Gas Sensor, which include thin films and electrochemical based sensor, or we can say it's sensor metrology, which provides accurate and precise measurement of commercially available sensor in Indian condition. This will help to test the indigenously developed sensor for industrial, societal, household, and even for export purpose. And I'm sure once this facility is available, it will help a lot of manufacturers as well as user to accurately know the performance of the device. We are ready to support industries and government organizations, government institute, even Center Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, and MSME startups, those who are willing to test their samples or their device under specified conditions at National Physical Laboratory. So here I would like to finish my presentation, and I'm confident this event will be a successful event, and hope that participants will benefited by the idea of scientific interaction with the knowledge of speakers, as well as the kind of demonstration and various event is being organized online or this virtual mode will be useful for various stakeholders. And I would like to again thank for having me here and Peshat for hearing. I would only say that let us work together for better living of human being. And CSR NPL is ready to take up challenge to support industries as well as various academic institutions to indigenously develop the capability for mitigation of air pollutants, and as at the same time development of the device which can be developed in India or in collaboration with different countries. And we also have some collaborative work with Japan as well as Germany. So NPL is ready to collaborate and ready to provide a kind of technology solution to all the stakeholders, those who are willing to collaborate with the NPL. With this, I would like to thank again for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Govind, for enumerating on different research-based initiatives of CSIR for cleaner and healthier environment and for mitigating the air pollution. Thank you so much. Clean Air Asia India, under the Integrated Program for Air Quality in Asia, has been supported by the Ministry of Environment, Japan. And we have Mr. Yuki Yoshida, Second Secretary, Environmental Attaché, Embassy of Japan, New Delhi, with us. He's responsible for conducting various surveys and analysis of environmental issues such as air and water pollution, solid waste management, and climate change in India, including spreading network of private sector from Japan in the environmental field. Mr. Yoshida has been working with the Ministry of Environment, Government of Japan since past 15 years. May I request you, sir, to please address us all.
Thank you, Ms. Margul Flipat. Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, good morning, everyone. Miss Paulus Nabola and Professor Sujit Bhattacharya and Dr. Kovind and other distinguished guests. Good morning, everyone. So this is Yoshida from the Embassy of Japan. So thank you for inviting me to the Airtech Fair organized by CAA today. I think this kind of fair plays pivotal role of expanding solution against air pollution, as well as awareness for private sector and government officials in the air pollution field. Technology is a key to resolve the air pollution in India and the other world. And in this context, private sector is essential player for the restoration of clean and breathable air. As you may know, in October 2020, Prime Minister Suga declared Japan's intention to cut greenhouse gas emission to net zero by 2050 in taking variety of policies, which means not only achieving carbon neutrality, but also creating more desirable society for the Earth, led by cutting-edge technologies from Japanese origin. Subsequently, the government of Japan established the Green Growth Strategy, which is an industrial policy for aiming to create a positive cycle of economic growth and environmental protection together with the business community. The aim is to fully support the private sector's effort towards the goal, setting specific targets that enable the private sector to set and achieve ambitious goals.
So
By setting, sorry?
Mr. Yoshida, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
have a video on, please? We can't see you.
Okay. So,
We can only hear you, but you'll have to switch on your camera. Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Can you see me? Oh, yeah. So, let me continue my presentation. So, the support has set by the government of Japan is 2 trillion yen fund for supporting private sector's long-term R&D and demonstration over 10 years. Japan is always open the door for collaborating with various players working on innovation policy, joint project, standardization, and rule making, and some of other field you intended to explore. Furthermore, the Ministry of Environment, Government of Japan launched the Japan Platform for Redesign Sustainable Infrastructure to support private sector by connecting Indian companies, sharing information in environmental field, including finance matter, and holding closing session with company which has a concern to expand their business to India. As the last word for my presentation, let me introduce my embassy's initiatives. The Embassy of Japan has a useful tool, namely Blue Sky Initiatives, launched in 2018, using it to synergize Indian companies and organizations for mutual development in the field of air pollution mitigation measure. There are a few companies in this exhibition hall, maybe Nitto Denko and Mitsubishi. So this initiative has contributed the promotion of Japanese technology to all entities, such as government, organization, and some industries, in with the stability of relations in the seminars and meetings, as well as coordinating the gap from both sides to achieve a goal for mutual benefit. I hope this kind of fair will lead enhancement of capacity some kind of organization. Enjoy and carefully wear the Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yoshida. With that, I'd like to thank all the esteemed guests for sharing their valuable insights with us. The remarkable work
Please,
by them in their respective fields is indeed applaudable and a source of inspiration.
thank you.
Yoshida, you need to. Mr. Yoshida, sir, you need to mute yourself. Yeah, so I was thanking everyone. I would also like to thank all the participants from different parts of the world for having joined us for this inaugural session of the virtual Airtech Fair. It's a day-long event where you can participate in our quiz contest and slogan writing competition. Please visit the virtual booths of our exhibitors and know more about the latest clean technologies and products for improving air quality and controlling air pollution. We also have live demos and videos of latest innovations. The visitors can also interact with the exhibitors. So a lot of action happening here throughout the day in our gallery. We will be joining you at 2 p.m. with a panel discussion on the role of technology, innovators, incubators, and community engagement in air quality management. As of now, we'd like to take your leave, but please do visit our exhibitors, the booths, and participate in all the activities that are happening on the virtual mode. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Fine, doing fine. Fine, doing fine. Is there a audio? Fine, doing fine. Is there a audio? I'm getting it. Doing fine.
I'm getting an echo.
Yes, I'm getting it. Doing fine.
I'm getting an echo.
Yes, I'm getting it. Doing fine.
I'm getting an echo.
Yes,
In fact, multiple echoes. I think I'm hearing my own phrase 2 or 3 times now.
yes,
In fact, multiple echoes. I think I'm hearing my own phrase 2 or 3 times now.
yes,
In fact, multiple echoes. I think I'm hearing my own phrase 2 or 3 times now. In fact, multiple echoes. I think I'm hearing my own phrase 2 or 3 times now. In fact, multiple echoes. I think I'm hearing my
Yeah,
There we go.
it is better now.
There we go.
It is better now. Oh, still we are getting the echo. 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 Oh, still we are getting the echo.
Yogesh, Mr. Pradeep, could you please switch off your microphone, please? Eric, can you hear me? Now are you getting a feedback? I don't think so.
No, let me see. Let me check it out.